Presentation of the Spartan Media Network. Welcome to the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
Spartans recovered on the break. A slam dunk by Booker. Holloman drives the basket. Bank shot away. Good. And I think he's going to get a free throw to boot. Booker for three. He got it. How about that?
It's time for the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt. Crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. Now with Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, here's the voice of Spartan basketball, Will Tieman.
And a pleasant good evening to everybody around the great state of Michigan, and welcome into the Tom Izzo Show, brought to you by our friends at Auto Owners Insurance. Well, we've been a busy place here, and I just, it's interesting. Before we started the show, I asked Tom after he had time to digest the video from the game against Kansas in Atlanta. There were so many things we did pretty well, didn't shoot so good. But I asked him, I said, what do you think after you broke it down? So I ask you again, what do you think?
Well, your version of pretty good and my version of pretty good are pretty different. I'm still upset. I really am. I thought it was a chance to win a game. I thought we played well enough most of the game. We had two bad stretches, one right before the half, and then at the very end, they got a couple breakaways in that. But for most of that game, it was a 2-3 point game, and we were up, and we should have been up more. We're missing dunks and layups, but it was a big game for them, big game for us. I'm not sure they played so good. I'm not sure we played so good, but we played good enough to be right there when it mattered. And I can't explain to you what it's like. I just came from practice and in a scrimmage, against ourselves, but you still have to, we're scrimmaging against a zone. We had 11 threes in a row. I wanted to cancel practice. But there's no explanation. They work their tail off. They come in and shoot extra. I think we made some good shots, bad shots, but there were some great shots that just didn't go in. And so I was pleased with some things we did. Defensively, we were really good. Got to the free throw line a lot and made a lot of them. We didn't rebound great, but when you miss as many shots as we did, it's hard to win the rebound battle. Fast break was really good at times. There was a lot more positive than negative. That comes from a negative guy. But it's just disappointing because I thought we thought going in, if we do these things, we can win. And our bottom line was holding to 70 points. And in a way we did until that last two and a half minutes. And so you know what? We learned. We came back and watched the film. We kind of talked to our guys about some things we got to do better. But the depth, the fact that, Jackson Kohler played very well. I thought Jeremy played pretty well. I thought Jace Richardson played very well for a freshman. The moment was not too big for him. Frankie didn't shoot it well, but he got to the free throw line. So we got a lot of good basketball ahead of us. We're in game 3. We got 28 to go. So I'm okay with that.
And one of the great things about Tom, what you've always done with your schedule, there's always games in there to really test your mettle against the best in the country as we move towards Big Ten play and things like that. And this was probably good in that regard, wasn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, we've played, I think in my career, 10 number 1 ranked teams. in different things, either in the NCAA tournament or in the Big Ten tournament or in, some home and homes with Kentucky and Louisville and, UConn back in the day. So, it has been good for us. I mean, I think it built our program. I say it all the time. I talked to Adam, our hockey coach, about it. I think it does do wonders for you in the long run. Sometimes the process is painful, but if you're trying to look at the big picture, not the small picture, I think it's benefits your team. I think it benefits our program, getting on TV more, and then I think it benefits our university. And hopefully it benefits all of you. The only thing that hasn't happened, I'm really mad about it, when Tubby Smith was at Kentucky, we used to play home and homes all the time. And I'm trying my hardest. I think Duke's coming next year, but to get good games here, because I think it's unfair for you guys. But everybody wants to play on these neutral sites, and I'm not really as big a fan of that. I personally like going into somebody else's backyard and learn what it's like playing in front of hostile crowds. Because if you win one of those games, it's the greatest, man. I mean, there's nothing more fun than doing that. And if you lose, you can say, I played in some of the toughest arenas and held our own. So I wish we'd get back to home and homes in the non-conference, and I'm going to try to do that best I can.
There you go. By the way, we're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. If you want to join us live with our audience, feel free to join us here for all the MSU Coaches Show, and make your reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
And welcome back. We're live in Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Automotive Insurance. Our show today comes to you live from the One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals. Make your show reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. Well, we've had some nice performances, and to pick our player of the week, here's Dalton Shetler. It's going good so far, don't you think, Tom?
Been that kind of week, Will.
Yeah, so who's your player of the week? I mean, we've had some good performance. Kohler has done pretty well.
Yeah, it'd probably be this week, probably between Kohler and Richardson. Those two guys have both played pretty well in both games, I guess. Well, not really both games because that was last week, right? Or Saturday was part of this. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but anyway, we're I'd say that probably Jackson had the best game the other night.
So you've talked about how hard he has worked.
Oh yeah.
And I see the charts and just all the shots he puts up in practice. He's like your leader there. And you're probably the least surprised at what's happening with him because his game has really come on, I thought.
Oh, you got to remember, he was missed 2.5 months last year, with the injury. And then when you come back from that, it's a little hard. And but he got his body in a lot better shape. He doesn't maybe look any different, but his lean body fat and all that is way different. And, he's not the most athletic kid. He's become more athletic because of it. And he does work on his game. But I'll be honest with you all, this team works. I mean, that's not a problem. They work, I worry a little bit when you have so many nice guys that sometimes you need a boy, I'd be better if this was HBO, I could, I don't want, but I guess I appreciate our guys too. I mean, I appreciate going into an academic meeting and things that are said, but talking about just the whole thing down there, wasn't it fun to see, Kirk Cousins was there. And,
yep.
And, Steve Smith was there, and Charlie Baggett. I mean, guys from the past. Bobby Williams was out there. It was really good to see some of our, so many of our guys. Jason Richardson. It's kind of neat when you get those kind of people. Coach D was there. That was fun. So we had a lot of people that went down for it, and I think they saw a good game, but the wrong team won. But it's events like that bring alums from all over the country. I mean, people flew in from California and Florida and everywhere, and I thought that was pretty cool.
After the game, when you shook hands with Bill Self, did you congratulate him about the win and all-time winningest coach of Kansas, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I congratulated him a little bit, but I just lost. What are you going to do? Want me to hug and kiss him, or no? But he's done a heck of a job there, and I told him that. But I also told him I thought neither one of us played very well.
Yeah,
I think the advantage of being an older coach and dealing with people, you can be honest, because the media is not there, so you don't have to lie, and then he's there, and so it's a lot better. And I think we both agreed, and then we talked on the way out that, maybe the whole country right now is still, who knows who has what. So he was good. He said if we would have made some shots, and I said, yeah. But it wasn't, it's exciting to think that he is, we played in the game that tied it, right?
Yeah. No, he actually got the record.
They got it that night. And, it's a pretty historic place in a lot of ways. But it was good. It was good. I think the fan bases, you get those 4 fan bases there, and it was a happening.
Well, this was a lot of things happened this week, and you got a couple of new guys. You want to talk about these guys?
Yeah, we do. Cam Ward and of course Jordan and 1.66.5, 1.67.5. One really shoots it well, Jordan, and Cam is a tough, hard-nosed. He's won a state championship. Probably going to win another one this year. He was Player of the Year in Maryland. So I think good students. His dad's his coach. Judd always told me if you can recruit a coach's son, get him. And his mom's the AD and the head women's coach, and she's better than the dad. So he comes from good stock. If this was a horse race, he'd go for a lot of money. Because those two have really raised him right. He's got everything. He was a big target, and then Jordan Scott, whose mother does some of our games here. She's on the Big Ten Network. She does some women's games. And she played at Maryland. His dad played at Miami. So I think both kids are in basketball families, and they know what it takes and what you got to do. And we're kind of excited about both of them. You know, they're both top 50 kids. They're both kids that I think are going to be able to help us. And we recruited to the needs we think we're going to have. Unfortunately, you never know anymore, but I think the best we could. And I'm excited about both of them.
Tom, we've not talked about this on the show, but it's funny. But the second show of the year. But one of the things that I think that you've been able to accomplish that a lot of programs can't, you can come to our games and you actually know who's on our team. How have you been able to stabilize the roster like you have?
Well, you know, that's, some people will debate whether that's good or bad. I think it's good. And I think we've done it because relationships matter. I don't want to be a transactional program. And, you got to find a happy medium, and we will find the happy medium. But, I go to Prague's today, and Alan Agagna's there. He's working on getting a MA, and he's got his class there. People that have come in from all over, and those are like $1 million moments for me. And so I'm gonna just keep on keeping on, and we're not. Don't think like some people write that I won't go to the transfer portal or I won't do this. What I won't do is give up on a kid who came here and, some of these places, they're just recruiting kid after kid over these kids. I mean, I'm not sure that's fair or real either. Now, maybe life's not fair and maybe that'll happen. But right now, I think it's because we do have relationships with our players. We spend a lot of time with them. And I like what I got right now. I'd like us to shoot a little better, but we will, and see if we can make a run.
It'd be good. Hey, by the way, presenting sponsor of Michigan State basketball. Go ahead. Something to be proud of, to be honest with you. Presenting sponsor of Michigan State basketball is Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage provider of Michigan State athletics. Well, it is now time to present our trivia question today. And if you win, have a guest come up to our mic up here. And if you're the winner, you get a couple tickets to a home basketball game. So this Saturday, MSU welcomes Bowling Green to the Breslin Center, which also means we're welcoming back fan favorite, great guy, Tum Tum Nairn to East Lansing. One of the memorable moments during Tum Tum's MSU playing career was when we traveled down in the Bahamas, his home, and he got to play in front of family and friends in the battle for Atlantis. So in that game, he made shots, had a thunder dunk. He played great. So here's the question. We know he played pretty well. Who was the victim? What team did we beat that day as Tum Tum went home and put on a clinic on how to play basketball? So if you think you got the answer, come on up and see if you can win a couple tickets. We'll have more of our conversation with Coach Izzo and your trivia answer right after this as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show.
That ought to do it.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and 4-store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan State Spartans.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union.
The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Rocket met with first-time home buyers to get real about buying a home.
When you don't understand the process, you don't know what steps to take.
Money is just scary to begin with. There's so many question marks.
I wish there was like a home ownership coach out there.
My name's Austin. I'm an executive at Rocket. We're doing a lot, but we can do more just listening to you today.
Get real solutions to real concerns. Call 800-4ROCKET.
Rocket Mortgage LLC, NMLS number 33, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states.
We're back on the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Now, this week's Alumni Hall Spartan basketball trivia ticket giveaway, the winner gets tickets to an MSU home game. But you got to pick up the tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at the Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So, again, our question was this. We went down and we played in the tournament, the Battle for Atlantis. We played in the Bahamas, which was a homecoming for Tum Tum Nairn, one of our really energetic players at the time. So the question was, who did we beat? As Tum Tum had one of the best games I saw him have. So I think we have Tom. Somebody has the answer. Give us your name.
Mickey Patterson and St. John's.
St. John's it is. Yeah, it was something.
Wow, I didn't even know the answer to that. I know your husband didn't know, so I guess it's just you that knew.
He had a career at 13 points, had 3 threes in that game. We beat him 73-62. That was November 23rd, 2016.
Yeah, you know what I liked most about that trip? Tom, he took us to his school, and we went and we worked out all the little kids at his school out on the playground, and then at night, he took my players to his old stomping grounds, and that was, it's in the rough part of the Bahamas, and I think it gave our players such an appreciation of him and who he is and his mother, who's the best. And so I'm looking forward. I stay in touch with Tom all the time, so he'll do good. I hope not good for 2 hours. Other than that, I hope he has a hell of a time.
So obviously he came back. He was a GA, and now he's an assistant coach at Bowling Green, our opponent, on Saturday. And so is it going to be odd when he rolls into the Breslin Center with orange stuff on or whatever, not as green and white?
Yeah, he's in such good shape. I can't call him a pumpkin or anything. So I'll just, he's, it'll be a little different as it always is. It's hard to play your assistant coaches ever. And I've had to do that a few times, but it's, you start playing former players now, and that's different too, So Mojo, Maurice Joseph, when we played against Butler, but Tom is like a son, he's somebody he really is part of the family. Every day I look at in our arena at the end of every practice, Tom would get everybody together, and he'd say, "Now remember, guys, it's not that you got to be here, you get to be here." And that's a humility, an unentitled human being, which there aren't many of anymore, if you ask me. But he was so good at that. And it was such a good saying, we ended up putting it in it's right there under the window at the practice gym.
One of my favorite Tom stories, and I told this years ago. We had a game, we're on the plane, and a lot of guys, if the plane is long, we were passing out little portable drives so you could watch a movie. And, we're watching Fast Tracks 12 or people getting blown up. Well, there's this guy behind me that says, "Does anybody have The Letter?" I don't know if any people have seen that movie, but it's not a guy movie, so to speak. And I looked around and it was Tom. I said, you're going to watch this movie? He said, "It's the greatest movie ever, and if you watch it, you'll cry." No way. So I disregarded. I found it in some bin in some store for like $2 on sale. I whip in the DVD, and about 40 minutes in, I'm crying, and it got worse as I went. And I had to fess up to him. You were right. It was a great movie, but it just seems so weird when everybody's getting these macho movies. Here's a guy who is macho, but he's going sentimental.
Oh, the good part for me, I didn't have any idea on any one of those movies you just named. So I didn't know what you were talking about in any of them. So that makes me, I guess, worse than Tom. I don't know, but he's everything we always said was right. And we helped him get a job with the Suns before Matt Ishbia got the job. And he spent 1 year in pro ball. Then he came back, was a GA for 2. Then he went back to his high school in Wichita and coached there 1 year. And then we got him a job in Utah with the current coach. And they came here, and it's been great. Someday maybe he'll be back with us here. Someday I think you're going to see that kid as a head coach. So, as I said, I really sincerely love Tom and everything he's done for me, my family, and probably all of us Spartan fans, because he has humility like nobody I know.
He's the real deal, no doubt. Do you bleed green as part of a global healthcare leader, Abbott, and the Big Ten? The We Give Blood Drive competition is underway. You can help make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donations and save lives in the process. Learn more at visit big10.org/Abbott or contact your local blood donation center. We'll be back with more of the Spartan Basketball Show with Tom Izzo, brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, right here on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Hey Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. Calling all Spartans. Global healthcare leader Abbott, MSU, and the Big Ten need you to donate blood for the We Give Blood Drive competition. Your donation can save up to 3 lives, as well as make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation. For more information and to find out how you can make your donation count for MSU, please visit big10.org/Abbott or contact Versity or your local blood donation center to sign up for a local upcoming blood drive. Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more? How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
And welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show. Okay, I have an embarrassing confession to make. The movie was called Notebook. Does that help? Yeah, I was close. Letter, notebook, whatever.
Doesn't do anything for me, so that's good. We got a question, man.
Okay. Fire away, Gary.
Hey, Coach. Gary from East Lansing. I've been thinking about this. It's understandable why 1 or 2 guys would go cold on shooting in any given game. What do you think could make the entire team go cold? Is it something about the arena? And Kansas had the same problem in the first half. Is there something? Why could nobody hit a 3?
You know, I even the media gave me an out today, Gary, and And by the way, I love questions because I'd rather answer what you want to talk about than Will and I have to make up stuff. So you can ask me anything. We can go football, hockey, we can go women's basketball, we can go anything. And I'd be more than happy to answer. But the media said to me today, did you think it was a little strange that 3 of the 4 teams shot pathetic? I mean, Duke was 4 for 24, I think, too. And all 3 of those schools are Nike schools. And we were playing with a different kind of ball. And I mean, a media guy said, I think that was the reason. I said, you're going to let me off the hook if I just blame the ball? And I said, then it's the ball's fault. And, but I don't know. It is interesting between the 3 teams. Kentucky shot a little better, but between the 3 teams, it was, we all shot terribly from the 3-point line.
But one of the good things, the offense you're running and the great ball movement you seem what you're getting compared to maybe a year ago. The shots are there.
We are getting better ball movement. The ball's not sticking. Our fast break is better. There's a lot of things better. It's just now, as Doug Herner, our old friend Doug Herner, would always say, making shots cures a lot of evils. And, if you don't make shots, I mean, sooner or later, that's the way it is. It's like football. You get into the red zone, you got to score, and if you don't, it usually gets you. And so we're going to shoot better. I really believe that. I don't know why. I wish I had an answer for you, but it's not a lack of working at it. I can promise you that. And I have to stick up for my players in that respect.
This team,
Joe, what's the difference in the ball? That's a good question. Every ball's a little different. They really are. Some are harder. Some of the leather's different. It really, you wouldn't believe it, but it is. Like in the NBA, they have one ball for everybody. College, we have like 6 different balls: an Adidas ball, a Nike ball, one called the Rock, and it is a rock. There's I don't know, seriously, 4 or 5 Spalding, and so we have to purchase some of those balls so that week we can use them. But I don't know if it's in people's heads or not. But there is a difference in balls. There really is. But it's the same for both teams usually, unless that team happens to play with that ball. But I don't think that's why we shot poorly. I wish I could use that as an excuse, especially when the media left me off my, give me an out, which they seldom do. So I was pleased by that, but I don't think that was the reason.
I'd go with it, though. Sure, it's the ball. Why not?
Yeah, I'd rather feel the pain because then maybe I'll do something about it instead of.
So the speed of your team, the break, is this one of your quicker teams? Because, gosh, they look good when they get going.
I don't know if it's, I can think of a couple teams that were more athletic, but this is a pretty athletic team with depth. So people shouldn't get tired. And that was one of the things that hurt us. Trey Holloman got in a lot of foul trouble early. Only played, I think, 12 or 13 minutes in the game. And that hurt us a little bit because they played small ball a lot. So we had to go smaller. And Trey was one of the key guys and didn't play as much. So I think we're going to be a fun team to watch. Cohen is still Cohen. He has those moments when he just takes off and really a special athlete. He's playing better and better too. So he's another guy that deserves some credit for working on his game, getting better with the ball, getting better defensively. Shot is coming. He made his 2 free throws. And so baby steps, we got to make some monster steps.
He fired the 3, got close.
Wow. Well. So now we're going, does close get you? Did you get 1 point if it's close or 2 points if it's real close, or do you have to make it?
I knew as soon as that came out, that was a mistake. I just knew it.
Well, I'm just trying to help you so you don't make the same mistake twice. And so I'm making it hard on you.
By the way, speaking of threes, the Abu Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Every time we make a three, same with the women's teams, $25 is donated to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. I mean, last year we were over $11,000. That was really something. So far, we've made 12. The women have made 22. And they are playing tonight.
Oh, their ball is smaller. I want you to know that. I need all the excuses I can get. Nah, Robin, good for her, and yet 22, she's probably not happy about that because they usually make more threes. If they played 3 or 4 games. Is this the 4th? I think this is their 4th tonight. Maybe it's their 3rd. But anyway, I'm going to have to donate my own money for that because our guys got to make more threes so that we can get more money for the food bank.
We're at $850. So when the weekend's over, we'll be over 1,000. So we're on our way. By the way, raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home. To learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community, just reach out. We'll return for more of the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance after this, as you are on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dad. Did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little? But thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with football coach Jonathan Smith. This unique experience includes a private dinner for 1 winner and 3 guests with Coach Smith. The winner also receives a private tour of Spartan Stadium, an autographed football from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
And we're back live for the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And whenever you shop Meijer, you shop for the entire community to help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meijer.com. Well, the one thing we haven't talked a whole lot about so far, probably 2 things. One is maybe your take on what the Big Ten looks like after a handful of games. And we always talk about the officials. Every year there seems to be a point of emphasis. And the official dialogue seems to be a little quiet this year.
Yeah, as far as the league, I know it's a little harder to follow now because you got to either stay up late or get up early and find out how the West Coast teams did. But there's been a couple big wins, but there's been a couple of surprising losses. And I don't think anything's surprising because everybody's trying to find their team now, especially some of those teams that have many, many, many new players. So that's going to happen for a little bit, but the league will end up, right there at the end because there's a lot of good teams in the league. And so that part I'm not worried about. What was the second question?
Officials. Every year there's always something they want to change or fix, make the game better. And Nobody's talking much about the officials. That might be a good thing, huh?
I'd like to change some things too. I'd like to have them not there. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I said there's a couple of things that my New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year. So I really don't. You know, in this game, I thought there was maybe a goaltending. There were a couple critical calls, but I'm just going to coach my team, not worry about it. But the officiating will never change until we do something where they don't work 6 and 7 nights a week. None of us would be very good. None of us. And especially those guys that are traveling, going up and down. I guess they're not their fault. It's part of the rules. But until that happens, which, as I said to you before, in the NBA, you're only allowed, they fly first class and everything else, and they're only allowed, I think, 14 or 13 games a month. You know, they have a restriction, and we have guys that seriously have worked 27, 28, 29 days in a month. And so that always makes it tough. But, you know, I hope it balances out. You know, there are going to be some bad calls and there'll be some good calls. But I'm not going to worry about it until Saturday.
Would you guys have your coaches meetings in the NABC? I'm sure this is a point of conversation. Is there any movement to maybe force the issue on this front?
No, when you have those meetings, what you do is you realize how little control you have of things. I mean, everybody's got these rights. I mean, there's more rights than lefts right now. And because of that, it's just very difficult, you know, to do anything about it from what I'm told. So I'm just trying to take the high road on it now. And I spent my time on all those committees fighting City Hall and lost a lot more battles than we won. So now I'm going to just enjoy my team and my job and not worry about those things anymore, because they really are. I know Matt Painter has done a hell of a job. He's at Purdue and he's on a couple of the big committees, and you know, he's getting frustrated too, I think. And so I think it's better off we just do our job. And what they do with the officials, I don't know, but I just said it the best I could say it. I mean, nothing against any one of them. There is nobody on this planet that could work that many games a row, traveling, doing this, doing that. A lot of them, you know, 45 to 65 years old and trying to do those things. It's just an impossible task. So maybe they'll get together and we'll do more, but I don't see that in the near future.
Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on the Spartan Media Network on great stations in our state, brought to you by Frank & Muth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. And by the way, if you're in the audience and you want to ask Tom a question, there's the microphone. If you want to call us, 877-535-1678, 877-535-1678. We're going to take a break for a moment as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show.
Every kid deserves a chance to feel safe, to have their own bed, to be loved and cared for. That's why I love my foster parents. They make me feel like part of the family.
Raise hope and foster dreams for one of 13,000 Michigan children in foster care. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home or call 855-MICH-KIDS. That's 855-MICH-KIDS. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
We're live from Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. I don't think we've ever really talked about this in this radio show, but we've all seen Coach Izzo excited and smiling and happy. We've seen him frustrated and angry. But I've never asked you about what happens to you when you see your granddaughter. This new person shows up.
Awesome. It really is awesome. I have enjoyed it immensely. You know, it's just like people say, I think most people tell me, you know, the difference with grandkids and your own kids is at night the grandkids go home. I keep telling my daughter, let her stay over, man. Let's have a sleepover. You know, I wanted to take her to the tent when we had the camp out, but she wouldn't let me. You know, I can't wait till she gets a little older so I can take her with. But it's it's the greatest, as we all know, those of you that have them and those of you that have young kids. I mean, it's there's nothing like them. There's never a bad day for them. You know, they're happy when you see them, and they could care less if you win or lose or anything else. And I'm trying to teach mine, no, it's not as good when you lose. So I got to make sure she grows up the right way. But it's been great.
One of the funny things, this was, I don't know, it was in the off season. I was just over at the basketball office, and Tom was sitting in the conference room, and I just said, "Hi, Tom, anything new?" And he goes, "No." "Oh, I'm going to be a grandfather." "What?" It just seemed odd, just like Tom Izzo, grandpa.
Well, when you say it like that, it does, yeah. But no, it's really been great, and I'm lucky. Like some of you that have grandchildren, you know, maybe they're living in different cities and states, and mine's still here as of now anyway. And so I feel pretty fortunate and get to see her quite often, thank God.
And she is one of the most patient young people I've ever seen, because she gets passed around a lot. She doesn't cry. She just seems always happy. It's like, wow.
I told my wife that. I said, you know, when these little girls, they're so nice and sweet. And then as the years go by, what the hell happens, you know? And then they get mad at you. But no, it's been, you know, she is, I'm fortunate there too, because she's a very happy baby, if that makes any sense. But she's always smiling. And my daughter, usually when I'm on the road, FaceTimes me when Isabel wakes up, and that's always fun. So it's been all good. All good. So I think because you don't ask. Oh, we got a question right here.
We do?
He's shy.
How did I miss you?
He's shy. Didn't want to get up there.
You got a question? Well, come on up.
So, Coach, what is the single best piece of advice, not necessarily basketball related, that you've either received or given in your career that you can bestow upon all of us?
Wow, it's a deep question, you know. You know, I've learned from a lot of, I've been so fortunate in my life that I've had some incredible mentors and incredible people. And I was just with Mark D'Antonio. I did talk to Nick Saban a couple weeks ago, and people in the coaching world, my buddy Mariucci, you know, I mean, it's always good to hear from people what what they think, especially when they're done with things, because then you kind of figure out whether it's worked or not worked, But I think staying humble and having humility and I think the new one for all of us, because of the way the world has gone, not the way athletics has gone, is don't be entitled. Work for it, get what you deserve, and don't think you're owed anything. I think we all sometimes, well, I work hard, I should have won that game. Well, they work hard too. And so I try to talk a lot about entitlement right now. That's my new key word. It's always there's always something I pick up every couple of years, a key phrase. Entitlement is the word of all words right now, because I think, and I think we force it on the kids. I think we force it on our young kids. We're the ones that make the rules up, and we're the ones that allow people to be entitled. I wasn't allowed to be entitled. I really wasn't. I mean, I don't mean by just my father. I can talk about uncles, coaches, principals, superintendents. I can go through a list, and that was what was fun for me to go back to the UP for that game, because all the people that really raised me, a lot of my former coaches in football and basketball came, and it was it just made me realize how lucky I was. And it saddens me because I don't think these kids are as lucky as I was. And maybe it'll all work out. But that would be the phrase that I would use right now. I like that little guy right there. He doesn't look entitled to me.
But you have to hold on your question just a second. Let us take a break. And Spartans, dream big. And MSU Federal Credit Union is here to support you every step of the way. Whether your goal is to pay off your student loan, build your dream home, or save for retirement, MSU FCU has you covered. MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. And we'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From our farm fields to the football field, Michigan soybeans touch every life, every day. From the food we eat to the products we use and the cars we drive, soybeans are making an impact. The Michigan Soybean Committee is dedicated to helping our farmers grow the soybeans needed for a more sustainable future while working at the forefront of innovation to develop new uses. To learn more about the Michigan Soybean Committee's initiatives, please visit us at michigansoybean.org.
Welcome back to the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. The Coach Tom Izzo Show is hosted by One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. Visit One North, where Spartans meet memorable meals. Check out onenorthdining.com. Quick note, the Robin Freilich Show will start Monday here, and her show is at noon. That'll be a good one. We are now ready for our question. We got about a minute to go.
This is from Knox.
Who's your favorite player you ever coached?
Who's my favorite player I ever coached? You're trying to get me in trouble, Knox? Huh? Well, since you're wearing a Draymond Green jersey, and I'm going to send that to him tonight. And so he'll be excited to know he's still relevant around here. But, you know, I still think the guy that started it for me was Mateen. And since I named my son after him, I've got to stick with that and put myself in trouble with a lot of players. But although right now I like Jason Richardson a lot because his son's, I got to tell Draymond to get his kid here. Mateen's got one coming up too. So hopefully, but right now it was Mateen. How's that, Knox? Is that good? And thanks for having to. You're welcome. Thank you.
There you go. By the way, quick programming note, our next Coach Izzo show will be here on a Monday, December the 2nd. And Saturday's going to be a pretty amazing day. We go on the air Saturday from Champaign at 1 o'clock. When that game's over, we immediately come back here for the beginning of our game against Bowling Green. So like we said the other day, if you like radio and if you like Michigan State, you're going to get a whole bunch of it on Saturday. Well, we got about 30 seconds, Tom. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we got to go to Illinois and win a game, you know? And I mean that. I talked to Jonathan the other night. We both went to the hockey game, and I think he feels good about his team. You know, I mean, it's been tough, but we're going to get a lot of things done. And we got 3 games left. We got to win 2 of them somehow. Yeah, I told him we got to be bowl eligible here. So I'm looking forward to that. And then if he can start us off, then maybe we can finish it up late at night. And after our game is hockey. So maybe we can have a hell of a weekend.
That'd be good. Thanks to our show coordinator, Owen Cronin. Our on-site producer is Matt Landfear. And let's hear from Matt. He filled in for Nick Chase, who had a real family issue tonight. Thank you so much, Matt, for stepping in. Studio producer, Noah Kelly. And on our Facebook and video, Greg Dansby.
You've been listening to the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Tom Izzo Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.